Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes. It's FPL Talk. It is part 26, and it is a happy new year from me. Yes, it is. It is the 1st of January. How exciting! 2025. Happy New Year to all of you guys and girls out there. Hope you're having a good start to 2025, to the new year. Exciting times. A lot of you would have woke up this morning with headaches, probably some severe headaches, obviously. Mainly because you've been trying to think about what players to transfer into your fantasy Premier League, isn't that right? Yeah, you know it's true. It is. Yeah, lots of headaches this morning for many different reasons. One of them might have been fantasy related as well. So without further ado, let's have a quick look at game week 19, which, by the way, is technically still underway. There is one match left to play, isn't there, tonight? Brentford and Arsenal. They finish off game week 19, but I'll show you my screen so you guys can see what's happening, and we'll quickly go over the fixtures of 2019. 2024 to 2025. 29th of December was what I was looking at then. We had the first set of fixtures, didn't we? Game week 19, Leicester played Man City. Man City won, and Haaland scored, didn't he? Just got rid of him as well for this game week, and he decides I'm going to plant one in the back of the net. I guess it's against Leicester, so you kind of expect him to do well, don't you, really? So Haaland and Savio scored, Foden and Savio assist, clean sheets. So that was good news as well, because don't forget, I've got Rico Lewis still. A lot of you are like, still? I do still have Rico Lewis in my team, and he got me a clean sheet against Leicester. Crystal Palace and Southampton, any guys who are still owning Eze? You went for that phase of being injured, didn't you, really? Well done, you guys. You did get a goal, and you also got 3 bonus points. Chalobah, he's been doing all right recently, hasn't he? I think he's done quite well for Crystal Palace, hasn't he? Clean sheet against Bournemouth and a goal against Southampton. Didn't get a clean sheet, but did get a goal. So 6 and 10 in the last 2. 4.4. Cheap way into the Crystal Palace defence, maybe. On the Classner, so maybe an option there. And then over in Southampton, Dibbling scoring, hasn't done that in a long time. It's his second goal this season. Not the greatest output, but for 4.5 million midfielder, definitely on my radar if I decide to play around with things, especially with the injuries to Saka causing problems, and maybe even Haaland if he starts coming back into form. So bonus points went to Eze. He got 3, Chalobah got 2, and Dibbling got the 1. Everton, Nottingham Forest. Now, I watched this game closely because I was curious about Everton's defence. They've done quite well, haven't they, recently? But they did concede 2 against the mighty. I say this without wavering. The mighty Nottingham Forest, who've been brilliant this season, haven't they? Absolutely fantastic under Espirito Santo. Really, really, really good. Wood again, flying his knee goal and an assist in that match. People are looking at him to bring in for Cunha, who is banned. So we've got Fulham versus Bournemouth. They played as well, didn't they? Fulham conceding 2, Bournemouth conceding 2. So lots of goals in this game. Robinson, a lot of people have Robinson in their team. He was in on the act. He got an assist in that game. And over on Bournemouth side, Evan Nielsen, I spoke about him a while ago, and he went a bit quiet, hasn't he, for the last few games. Done well. Semenyo done well as well. Goal and assist for each of those 2 players. Evan Nielsen getting the 2 bonus points over there for Bournemouth. So 2-2 in that game. And then Spurs played Wolves. And I thought it would be a lot more in Spurs' favour slightly, even though Wolves are flying. Johnson, again, the curse. Kicked him out for Martinelli, didn't I? He scores, decides he's going to get a goal, and he's going to play quite a while as well. He ends up getting 2 bonus points in that match as well. So for those of you that held on to Brennan Johnson through his up and down periods, Son missed a penalty, didn't he? Oh, all Son owners in the mud there. They ended up with minus. I say minus, they got 0 actually. Was minus at one point, but they got 0. So yes, unfortunately, he was nothing on the scoreboard for Heung-min Son. And over on the Wolves side, Cunha, nothing. Quiet game, 2 points for Cunha. A shocker, that one, really. So yes, it was one of those games where you thought to yourself, 45 minutes, sorry, tell lie. He got 45 minutes in the end, didn't he, in that match, and now he's suspended. So 1 point, sorry, I was wrong. 45 minutes he played, 1 point. He-Chan was the man, and Larson to bring this back, 8 Nori. A lot of people have got 8 Nori, haven't they, really, in their team? So I say a lot of them had. You guys transferred him in at a point, really, didn't you, really, where you thought he was on the upwards trajectory, I guess, after Southampton. There was intrigue around his fixtures after that point, really, wasn't it? Fulham, Bournemouth, Everton, West Ham, Ipswich, Leicester, and Man United and Spurs. He's done actually well against Man United and Spurs, ironically, compared to the rest of the team. So there you go. 2-2 in that game. Then we went over to the London Stadium, didn't we? And Liverpool steamrolled West Ham 5-0. However, from my perspective, a negative. Joe Gomez, he went off injured, didn't he? The replacement for Kanate, he went off injured. On came Kwanzaa, and neither of those players got decent minutes, really. I think Gomez got 30 odd, and then Kwanzaa, he got 50. So I was never going to get a clean sheet from either of those players, despite the fact that I started Gomez. Mo Salah, oh, what a man. What a great player. He got a goal and 2 assists in that match, getting 2 bonus points. Probably should have got the 3 in my opinion, but just saying. Trent ended up with 3, interestingly enough. He got a goal in that game and a clean sheet. So I guess deserving because he's a defender. Gakpo scoring again. He's got up in price. Diego Jota back and scoring. Luis Diaz doing well and scoring in that game as also. Jones is doing quite well as Curtis Jones. Just to throw that out there. So clean sheets across the board for the team. Trent got 1, didn't he? Virgil van Dijk would have got 1. Robertson, did he play in that game? I think he did. And Alisson, Becker, those guys would have got clean sheets. Nothing for Gomez owners, unfortunately. And Kwanzaa owners, if you were surprisingly lucky to play your 3.9 defender. He did get 50-odd minutes, but it wasn't enough to secure a clean sheet in that game. But clean sheet for the rest of the team. Well done, again, as always, to Salah owners. Always Captain Salah, ACS. Say this every single time. Then we were over to Monday, weren't we? A couple of days ago, we were on Ipswich, Aston Villa versus Brighton. Ipswich all played in a minute. Rodgers versus, well, Rodgers versus Brighton was the game, really, wasn't it? He was outstanding, wasn't he, Morgan Rodgers? So good. I've got rid of him. Again, that curse situation. I got rid of him, if you remember, for Enzo. And Ahmed Diallo came in for Rutter and Rodgers. I was a bit fed up of Rodgers' erratic performances. Well, they ain't erratic anymore. Let me tell you something. I'm not even a Villa fan. Fantastic performance. He was really good. Ripped apart Brighton. Really, really good. Threatened all the time. Did get a yellow card, but got a goal and assist. Watkins, goal and assist. I'm wondering... Now, maybe it's me and my mysterious ball, but I'm wondering whether Rodgers and Watkins is the link-up, really. You see, when Watkins plays, Rodgers seems to perform well. Is that just a theory, or is that actually reality? Because, you know, a goal and assist, and suddenly Watkins is starting over Duran, because Duran's got that. He's got the ban, hasn't he? So, yeah, is that a theory? João Pedro, yes, being sold by loads of people, dropping in price, and he is punishing them. 2 assists, okay, they're not goals, but 2 assists is very good indeed. He got one of the bonus points. Watkins and Rodgers got the 3rd and the 2nd bonus was 3 and 2 for those 2 guys. Really good game that was. Actually, I watched it. Villa versus Brighton, very good game. Ipswich versus Chelsea, which is what I was just about to say before that. That shocked me. That to me personally, the shock, and I'm sure to a lot of Chelsea fans as well, and football fans in general, Premier League fans, the shock of the game week 19. Ipswich 2, Chelsea 0. And quite frankly, other than the final end of the game, I know Chelsea were knocking on the door, but Ipswich were brilliant. They deserved it. They dug in when they needed to. They played really, really well. That's going to get a lot of Ipswich assets up, isn't it, really? You're going to be interested in Delap now again, all of a sudden. Hutchinson did really well. But more importantly, the defence. A lot of people are going to be looking at defence, aren't they, really? Greaves is a big one again, back at 3.9. Do you look to bring him in now? Again, now he's dropped down to that price. I think there's going to be a lot of transfers in, potentially for Greaves, mainly for those looking at formal round points, this round week points, and thinking, he got a top end 6. Oh, we'll look against Chelsea, we might bring him in. Home, Ipswich decent, away, Ipswich aren't. So factor that in. Chelsea, shocking. First and foremost, resting Nicholas Jackson. Good news is, that's it. The suspensions are clear. It's not looming over his head anymore. We've gone past, or very soon, we're going to go past game week 19, aren't we, once the match finishes today. So therefore, all of those looming yellow cards that haven't already got yellow cards, be good to go. Obviously, Morgan Rodgers did, and Morgan Rodgers is suspended for Villa in the next match. But we're good to go with Nicholas Jackson owners. No more worrying about will he get a petty, silly yellow card. He's fine, and we've got the all clear. But yeah, surprising. Nothing from Palmer in this game. No goal, no assist, nothing like that. Nothing from Enzo, nothing from him. I was a bit disappointed with Colwell. I saw his yellow card, silly. He wasn't even involved in the situation and got yellow carded. So yeah, from my perspective, not a great game really, because I had 3 Chelsea assets in this game. I had Colwell, yellow carded, no clean sheet. I had Palmer, again, didn't do a great deal in this game. And I had Nicholas Jackson, who only came on in the second half, so didn't even play the full match. And let's be honest, Nkunku didn't do much at all. So I'm hoping that means Maresca doesn't do that again and avoids those big changes. And then the match, which I was thinking would end up possibly in a draw, and maybe in Newcastle's favour, and it was. And Isak was brilliant, wasn't he? Really good. In that first half, Isak was absolutely fantastic. Gordon did really well. Joelinton developed. Hall is one of my biggest sort of mistakes going back a few weeks now. I was toying between lots of different players, who to bring in, if you remember. I had Dunk. Hall was on the radar. Some other players as well. I was looking there at 4.3 really. But Hall has just gone like that, hasn't he? This trajectory just been uphill. He's been so good for Newcastle. He got the 3 bonus points. He got an assist in that game. Isak scoring. I did finally bring him in for Haaland. Didn't get a great deal out of that one. Haaland got 2 bonus points and a goal. Isak got 1 bonus point and a goal. So he got 7. So technically, Haaland beat me by a point this game week. Byrne got a bonus point, as did Joelinton, got 2, and Hall got 3 in a 2-0 thumping Manchester United. I did have Amad Diallo on the other side as well. Didn't do a great deal for Manchester United. I read somewhere he was ineffective. That's a horrible word to see from a player like that, who you expect to be effective in the game. You expect him to do something. I know it's against Newcastle. Basically, Newcastle dug in that second half, didn't they? The game was won in the first half for Newcastle. That's what they're saying. And in the second half, Manchester United were pushing a tiny bit, but a bit toothless. Newcastle just dug in and got the 2-0 win in the end. Really good. And then we're over to a 5:30 game today. Brentford versus Arsenal. Arsenal, I think, are going to win this one. I do have Wissa for Brentford starting, but I have some Arsenal assets in this game as well. I have Raya and I have Martinelli. So yes, fingers crossed they do well, because as the big reveal will show now, I ended up the game week with a poor 52. Why is it poor? Well, the simple fact is the average points is 58. So I've got a lot of work to do in this Brentford versus Arsenal game. Essentially, what needs to happen is there needs to be no clean sheets, and Wissa and Martinelli to rip it up for me today. I can't see that happening. I can see it being a bit cagey. I can see Arsenal scoring a couple of goals. Can I see Wissa scoring against Arsenal? Maybe if we're lucky, get a goal out of it. Can I see a clean sheet for Arsenal? I don't actually think I can. As much as I think Arsenal will definitely win, I don't think it's going to be a something nil. I think it's going to be a something 1 or a something 2. I want Wissa to score. He was very close in the previous match to scoring, even though he was on the periphery of the game. He did still technically get a goal that was ruled offside. So if he can do that and not be offside against Arsenal, then he can potentially get me some points. But otherwise, I see an Arsenal win, maybe a 3-1, something along those lines. I see Martinelli get an assist in this game for us. But I do see a lot of Havertz being the main man tonight. I really do. Havertz is, I think at the moment, because of Arsenal's loss of Bukayo Saka, I think Havertz is the man they're going to go to really in this game. And I think he's going to do something. I think he's going to score, maybe gets goal and assist for Havertz tonight. Martinelli assist. Trossard's been involved, even though he's a bit up and down. I think he'll probably get involved today, maybe with a goal. Odegaard is a man. I think he'll get an assist today as well. So keep an eye on those players. It sounds obvious, doesn't it, really, the players that I'm picking, but, Arsenal are pushing, but they've been so up and down recently as well in terms of, form. But mainly, we're doing okay as a team. They're doing okay. So as you can see, there's the players. The majority of my points came from captaining Mo. Obviously, it seems to be every week he's rescuing my team. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. 32 points from him because I captained him. Brilliant performance. I mean, Lewis got me 6 for Man City. That's really good. Isak got me 7, so that's good as well. He got the goal. Murphy got me 3. Palmer got me 2. Not good. Colwell got me 0. Typical weekly low score from Colwell. The last week he did get an assist. Gomez disappointed because he got injured. Nicholas Jackson, biggest disappointment with Maresca, not with Jackson. That he only played a short. I would have stuck him on at half time and given him 45. I think Nicholas Jackson would have been able to do something in that game against Fulham, Ipswich, if he'd have played a lot longer. So yeah, Nicholas Jackson versus Ipswich would have been a lot better if he'd had longer than 45 minutes. But he ended up with something like 20, didn't he, in the end, or 30 minutes. So yeah, okay, not good, not great, not happy. As a result, I've dropped quite heavily. I mean, 2 million, it's horrible, that is. I've got a lot of work to do for the second half of the season to claw back space because, as I say, I tend to finish a lot better than that, well below the million. So I'm looking to push that rank right back, and I've got a lot of work to do with 1,090 points overall. So yes, that is this game week's points to a degree. I do have injuries to worry about a little bit. They aren't critical. Gomez being out, well, I'm covered with Kwanzaa for now, so I can always bring him in for Liverpool coverage. Fabianski being injured, but he's a second backup goalkeeper for me. I'm hoping he's not too serious. I hear he was talking and responsive because he got sort of semi-concussed and sort of knocked out during that game, didn't he? Where he played in a few minutes. My problem with Fabianski is Areola's going to get his chance now in goal, isn't he, for West Ham? Does that mean that Fabianski becomes no longer a reliable starting second choice goalkeeper? Something to think about, people there. Amad Diallo didn't do great. He had bad sort of reviews about him and against Newcastle. Dragusin got a point. He played, which is surprising because he was deemed to be injured before the match. So yeah, got to keep an eye on that. But at least I have a starting bench now to a degree, although Gomez will probably drop to that if he's out for a long period with his hamstring injury. Not yet declared. So we'll see what's going to happen. We've got to see what's going on with that. I do have a transfer in the bank. I am thinking about maybe a Forest asset. That's definitely right up there. Dragusin coming out maybe 4. And get ready for these people. Nico Williams. I know a lot of people are like, Nico Williams? Yes. The ex-Liverpool man is playing on the left side, I believe, of the Nottingham Forest team. So I'm looking at a Nottingham Forest player. They are flying right this second. Aina on the other side, and the two centre-halves, Milinkovic and Murillo, are doing really, really well. One thing that will affect my decision is Murillo. Is he out for a long period of time? Because that clean sheet comes from essentially that solid defensive unit, isn't really including Sells in goal. So if I bring in a Forest asset such as Nico Williams, firstly, he's playing every single week as it stands right now. Alex Moreno seems to be out of favour for Forest. But Murillo, he was deemed injured in the warm-up in the previous game. Is that going to be the case? He was injured, wasn't he, in the warm-up to Everton? So is he going to be injured sort of long-term? Is it short-term? Is he going to come back soon? That will have a massive effect on whether I bring in a Forest asset. And yes, it does have a big effect on that because they are defensively very, very good at the moment. Real quick look at the price changes today. If you guys are monitoring that, Forest are dominating at the moment. 3 players. So down with Alex Moreno. I just mentioned how he's out of favour at the moment, isn't he, for Forest? If he does come back into the fold, he's the same price as Nico Williams, so you could bring him in quite easily, straight swap between the two. Gibbs White's gone up. He's done quite well. I've mentioned him in the previous part. He seems to be back in form again for Forest and favour. Aina, he's been the pick of the season, hasn't he, really? If you got him at 4.5 million, well done you guys, because he has been phenomenal for Forest. Hall done quite well, really well recently, hasn't he, for Newcastle's sort of cemented that side. And Anthony Robinson, who I think is a bit of a safe pick at the start of the season for a lot of people. Good at assists, usually quite involved with Fulham. So yeah, there you go. So if you brought those players, and well done you guys. The price predicted today is looking at a lot of, should we say a lot more going down than going up. Van der Berg's going to go potentially down, but he's injured for Brentford. Gundogan potentially down. Dunk, he's been going down for ages, but hasn't. Veltman going down tonight. Winks and Bentley on the borderline of going down as well. Kulusevski potentially up, Chimba potentially up, Mikalenko potentially up, and Wemo potentially up as well. These players on that borderline, Raya, Sells, Damsgaard done quite well for Brentford recently as well. So obviously, if you guys are monitoring the game week, know that we finish tonight. Game week 19 is still active. It is. There's one more game, Brentford versus Arsenal. Arsenal are away in Brentford, so they'll be playing away from home. Be interesting to see what the score is. And I'm going to predict probably a 3-1 in that one, Arsenal victory. And then we will kick on with game week 20. I will talk all things game week 20 in my next part on Friday morning. That'll be 10:30, so I'll do a podcast Friday morning at 10:30 for the game week 20. We'll talk all things to do with that team who I might transfer in. You've just heard an idea a minute ago. I will let you know if I pull the trigger on that one, because I need to do it not soonish, but as with every transfer, you want to be careful of price drops and all those kind of things. We'll talk all things game week 20, which is going to be a good one. That is on the 4th of January, I think it is, 4th of January. Yes, so Saturday, 4th of January. So it'll be the day after. So the day before, we will do a talk about game week 20. I'll talk all things fantasy and that. So don't forget, I'm on all the socials, people. I'm on Facebook, AJP85-channel. I'm on X, obviously, as well, AJ1985P. I am on Twitch, A_J_P_8_5, and I'm obviously on YouTube where all the videos go after. It's AJ Hardy85. Like, subscribe, and follow. That's right, and we can be special friends. You know we can. As always, guys, hope you have a good rest of the day, the rest of the New Year's. It is the 1st of January. Happy New Year's to you guys, 2025. Hope you got your resolutions all sorted. Well, you're good to go. You woke up this morning with the right kind of headache, not the wrong kind of headache, and you're all sorted for 2025. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you phenomenal people on Friday. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. If you subscribe, thanks for subscribing. And let's get some chat messages. Let's get some comments going on all of the socials. Let's talk all things fantasy. Let's talk all things football. I'll reply. As you guys know, I love everything football. I really do. My channel is all about football, Football Manager, Fantasy Premier League, all that fun stuff. I will see you guys on the Flip Flop on Friday at 10:30, and we'll talk all things fantasy and game week 20. So join me, people, on then. Otherwise, I've been AJ. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. You are awesome out there, whoever you are. Really pleased you're watching, and I hope you check out the rest of my videos. I'll see you guys on Friday at 10:30. I've been AJ.